it up. My glasses on so I can see.
Okay, here we go.
Come closer.
I'm close.
Okay.
Well, what's up, everybody? My name is Andrew.
And I'm Rhonda.
And we're 32 Forever. And we wanted to say thank you for supporting us throughout our journey in our marriage and allowing us to just share with you briefly about some of the things that come up in our everyday conversations. Some of our conversations are a doozy, let me tell you. But we just want to thank you guys for just putting up with us and tuning in and even asking us questions about how we handle certain situations. So thank you so much.
Which we really enjoy being able to answer your questions and wanting to even know how we have dealt with some things and handled different situations throughout our relationship.
Yeah, we really love the interaction with you guys because it is so amazing that you guys give us great feedback. So thank you so much for that. Well, just give y'all a brief catch up. We actually pulled out of town on Sunday afternoon, and we came down to Savannah, Georgia, down at this beautiful park. It's called Skidaway State Park, and beautiful park. And right now it is storming, and and please forgive us if you can hear the rain in the background. But we got us a little getaway. My wife, she's getting ready to have a birthday on Thursday. And we got a little birthday getaway for us. So you guys wish her a happy birthday. And this is a birthday week, and we, had to get away for a little time. But, we're just doing what we do, having fun.
So much.
I know. But the topic that we had tonight is kind of funny.
No, it's not.
It's not funny?
No.
Well, explain the topic then.
I can't explain it. I can just tell you what we're talking about.
Tell it.
Have you or your spouse ever stopped each other from doing something that they wanted to do out of jealousy or even anger? He said that I have, but
I don't think she's done it out of jealousy. I think she did. You
out
laid
of anger?
Listen,
no.
I said not out of anger or jealousy, but you just did it because you didn't want me to go anywhere.
I mean, but that's not what we were supposed to be talking about. We said out of jealousy or anger. I do not stop you from doing anything that you want to do out of jealousy. Because I was about to say I'm not a jealous type of person. I'm not really, but I mean.
Say what?
I'm not a jealous type of person.
What?
Baby.
Girl, you crazy. You are very jealous.
No. And I have never stopped you doing anything out of anger, even though I do have my moments that I get angry, but I don't stop you from doing anything that you want to do. I might pout over some stuff, but just because I'm angry, I just be like, don't do something because I just don't want you to do it.
Yeah.
It don't have nothing to do with jealousy or anger. But I do know that some people get spiteful and they get angry, or they might not trust their spouse enough to want them to do certain things. And I trust you. Those days are long gone, so there's no need for me. The whole jealousy thing there, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't ask you not to do something out of jealousy.
I've seen couples, one spouse wants to go somewhere and do something. The other spouse will do something crazy, like hide the keys to the car or do something to their clothes or it's just certain things they do just so their spouse won't go anywhere because they're jealous or they're angry that their spouse is going somewhere, so they get upset. And I think that's crazy. It's like, your spouse, because, there are times where you and your spouse want to have a little long time apart from one another. So, because
why would a spouse want to be away from his wife or her husband? Listen, why? I don't understand that.
Like, hey, Phyllis, how you doing?
Hi, Phyllis.
But, last week, didn't we talk about, does absence really make the heart grow fonder?
That's what we talked about.
And I think that it's good that if couples can spend just a little bit of time from one another so that they can miss one another and grow even closer.
Right.
But I don't think that a spouse should handcuff their significant other and try to keep them. Now if they want to like run out to the club or go to a strip club or
that's
you know
not happening.
or see that stuff just
Well, we don't have that issue because
No.
it's not something that either one of us interested
no,
in.
but what I'm saying is, just say if not going to a party and then, but yeah,
just maybe just going
Just
to
like-
hang with your friends, or like how you guys like to go play video games.
now I don't play video games,
Okay.
but just
Well,
say just say like with me. I have pastor friends who
How'd
like
you
to,
meet
who like to go out and have lunch or dinner or something like that.
yeah.
And I might step away for a couple of hours and go to lunch or dinner. But you don't get mad or get jealous of the fact that I go do that. And just like if you go, like your
Sometimes I would like to say no, don't go, but because you're going out with another pastor, I don't get possessive on that note.
So, but here's the thing, because you have those moments where, when your classmates, y'all get together once a year where y'all go out to breakfast or lunch or whatever y'all do.
Haven't done that in a while, ladies.
And when y'all get together to do it, I don't have any qualms with it. Fine, go, but
what do you do if your partner, your husband or your wife, likes to go out with their friends or some of the fellas, or just go somewhere? Oh, what about this thing that I've heard couples doing, talking about some she have her vacation, I have mine, or vice versa. He has his vacation, separate vacations.
If that's what works for that particular couple, then that's what works for that couple.
Baby, no.
Because we have friends now who they have family vacations.
You ain't going on no vacation
but they have
without me.
he has a vacation with his boys. She has a vacation with her girls.
No.
But we have friends that way, and it works for them.
Yeah, but for me, no. Not no vacation. You can go to the store without me, but and it's not jealousy. It's just.
So the
Is
question.
it jealousy? No, it's not. Is it? Would it be jealousy?
I don't know.
I mean, you've let me go to Alabama by myself several times.
Yeah.
So, and
But-
that wasn't a business
But
trip.
the
It was
thing,
fun.
but the thing is, do you get angry or jealous or do things to stop your spouse or partner from going places
and hanging out with friends or something.
Just
like
say
that.
going places. You
Just going anywhere.
You get mad and you have a fit because so they won't leave the house.
What do you do?
Some of y'all might be that way, and just shoot us a message. Let us know if you're like, no, not mine. They ain't going nowhere. They staying here with me.
Can you? I mean, even if your husband or your wife wanted to have friends over and asked you to either disappear, go downstairs in the basement, play for a little while by yourself, or just something where you're not around and they can just have their alone time with their friends. Can you deal with that?
But see, it's something like, just say if a guy say, like they have a night that might be their poker night with the fellas, and and they do a rotation, is at the house. Well, when you had a poker game, the spouse that's
Let's
not
talk
playing
about
poker,
us.
they're
Wait a
gonna be
minute. Wait, because we're talking about things that we don't do. Now, each person can take the situation and apply it to their lives and the things that they like to do.
there. Mhm.
But is there ever anything, not just going out and hanging out, like if you wanted to go buy something and I was like, no, because you already got something last week and I didn't get anything. Or because like when I like to spend money, I'm more of the household, things that I need type of thing. And then you're more into the 65-inch screen TVs and new cars and stuff like that.
No, I'm not.
Boy, whenever you want something big. And the last time I remember you getting a vehicle,
I got the vehicle because
we needed one.
we needed another vehicle.
Yeah, but when you got the Dodge, we didn't.
Which
I mean, the white Dodge.
Oh, the white. No, that was a splurge.
Yeah, and you just showed up with it
I
because
didn't
we had already discussed that.
I didn't need
and
that.
I said
that
no.
was a splurge.
So the whole thing is that do you do anything? I didn't. Well, I said no, and you did it anyway.
But I'm not going anywhere doing something. I was just going to get the oil changed on my current vehicle.
No.
Yep, I was getting the oil change on your car.
And then you bought a car.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that do you get jealous or angry to stop your spouse from doing something that they want to do? What do you do out of your jealousy or anger that stops? Because it doesn't affect me because I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing. I don't go nowhere. I don't buy nothing. I'm an angel.
So what you saying? I'm safe.
You don't have to.
But remember when we first got back together, and your coworkers had a party or something, and you went to it? I begged you not to go to that party. Remember that
I
party?
didn't like you then. When we first got back together, I was still on revenge mode, so that can't be counted.
No, but I was saying I begged. I was upset. I begged you not to go to that party.
But at that point, like I said, I was still in revenge mode. So, we were getting back together, but I didn't really think that we were getting back together like that. So even though you were begging me not to go to this party, I really didn't care what you wanted at the time. And it's a bad thing because God was doing what He was doing in our relationship, but the hurt in me was still fighting against it. So in that case, yes, no, you did not want me to go to this party. I didn't really want to go to the party because I'm not that type of person. But especially because you said don't go, I was like, shh, and I was out. But
see, that applies to
was that your jealousy that was trying to stop me from going? And if so, why?
Because we were just getting back together.
But I ain't like you.
You are my wife.
But I ain't like you.
You're my wife.
But
you were going around hanging around folk that I didn't know.
But I didn't like you.
Guys I didn't know.
But you
were my wife.
I understand that.
So yes, I did not want you to go because I really was jealous.
So how did you deal with the fact that I decided to up and go anyway?
I can't even remember what happened when you got home from the party. I can't remember the discussion afterwards.
So the whole thing is that I know that sometimes we all need our freedoms to do different things and to be able to go places on our own and have our alone times. And these situations like this do need to be discussed and they need to be planned, especially if you have a spouse that is jealous.
Yes.
So you can't just do up at the spur of the moment things. And at the time when me and you first got back together, for me to and it wasn't a spur of the moment thing, it was a Christmas party my job was having. But I did not want you to go with me because there was other people there that I preferred to be around other than you. But I didn't really want to go either. But if you hadn't said for me not to go, then if you had told me that I could go, I probably would have just stayed at home.
No, you said you were going and that was it.
Well, I was being spiteful, I guess. But at the same time, it's just that, when you come into situations like this, if you are a very jealous person, how do you deal with your spouse who likes to go out and do things without you?
Yeah, and do things
without you. Now that right there, if you was really the type of person that always wanted to go somewhere and do things without me, yeah, no. Then it wouldn't be a matter of me being jealous like that. But it would be.
But see, there's certain things that I like. I love going to sporting events, and I know that you don't.
And you ain't got to worry about that. I'll be like, bye. I would definitely be like, bye, going to sporting events. But not all of them. Because at one point you was going to a sporting event every weekend, and it kind of got on my nerve.
Well, I can help that.
Oh, so this is kind of what this is talking about. Like one time you was wanting to go to a sporting event, and I wasn't feeling good, but I was feeling good enough for you to go ahead and go to the sporting event, but I didn't want you to go to the sporting event, so I wasn't feeling good. So this was a spiteful thing, because I didn't want you to really go. I was a little bit sicker than I was sick, because I wanted you to stay home.
But see, why do we as spouses, or why do we manipulate one another that way?
Because if I hadn't have been sicker than I was, then you would have still went to the game, and I would have been by myself again for another weekend, and I didn't want to be by myself.
You want to be by yourself.
I wanted you there with me. It was See, when you go to these football games and stuff like that, those games that you was going to at the time with Georgia Tech, and you would leave at like 9 o'clock in the morning and wouldn't come back until 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 6 o'clock. No. So, in that situation, why can't I open this? This is Rhonda proof. But in that situation, it's just like,
what?
I just wanted you there with me, so I did what I felt like I needed to do. I did what I felt like I needed to do at that time, but I have grown since then, so I don't do stuff like that no more. So
do you guys do things to manipulate your spouse as far if they want to leave the house?
They probably do. They just ain't gonna admit it.
Guys might want to go fishing. You know, they might want to go fishing, and their wife like, and then she does.
Did you go fishing last week?
I don't fish.
I'm just saying, it could be like that. If you went fishing last week and you got to go this week and you got to go next weekend, then one of them weekends you're gonna have to give up something, bro, because you're gonna have to spend some time with me. I'm just saying, and it's not that do sound kind of jealous, don't it?
It does.
But I don't feel like it's jealousy though. I just feel like where my time at. If you work 12 and 15 hours a day, then you got to get somewhere to get away from me on the weekend too. What?
You better preferably you're not using this time to get away from your spouse. Number one, probably you're not using this time in your activities to get away from your spouse, but per se, but just so you could do something that might be enjoyable for you that your spouse might not like.
And how did you deal with that, Amanda? Amanda said, I've never, but I've had it done to me several times. So how do you deal with stuff like that? I mean, I have done it, but
yes,
how do you deal with it? But you've never found out that I did that though until just now.
That you did what?
That I was sicker than I was sick.
Oh.
I
had to stay home.
I mean, but if you know that happened to you, would you be are you going to be looking at me cross-eyed from now on?
No.
Like, is she really sick?
That was...
Is she really sick or is she playing me?
That could pose a very important question later.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
is she playing me?
Exactly. Are you really as sick as you say that you are?
Well, because I have an autoimmune disease and I'm always... You can never tell, can you?
Amanda says, I got dressed up real nice and still went out and enjoyed myself. I even took pics.
Oh, so she was the one that was going out. Oh. Okay. She got dressed up real nice and still went out.
See, I can see if I go in the room and bathroom and shave myself up, get all cleaned up, get dressed, put on some smell good.
For what?
And then
who you getting dressed and smelling good for?
And get ready. And this is how she would ask me that right off the rip.
Where you going? Who you trying to smell good for? For real. He'll get up in the morning sometimes and put cologne on and go to work.
Listen. I like to smell good.
Around a whole bunch of dudes. Therefore, is there some female that's coming up in your job today that you want to smell good for?
I work with a bunch of guys, no females, except for one. So,
who you trying to go to work smell good for?
Myself. Listen, I think that everybody should want to smell good, feel good, look good for themselves.
Not in your industry. Not when you going to work.
When you set a standard for yourself, what makes you feel good? If you feel good with keeping yourself looking good, then that's what you do. But no, that's neither here nor there right now for this topic. But what are you doing?
I'm looking at you.
Why are you looking at me?
Because if you planning on going somewhere where you have to get all gussied up, then I'm gonna need to know where you going, or else you're not going. And who you gonna be with, and who you planning on seeing. And so that might be a jealousy thing that I might have to deal with.
Really, Jamila?
Oh, yes, thank you. High five on that.
Amanda says she agrees.
with Mr. Dove.
And
you do okay. So
and Jamila said,
I agree. Why are you putting on cologne to go drive a truck? He okay.
Why can't I
So okay. So you understood. You're in this truck by yourself, and you want to smell good. Long as you're not stinky, and your deodorant should be enough.
Hey Adam, how you doing, bud?
I mean, but it's still not me trying to.
Me smelling good makes me feel good.
You smelling good makes me wonder why you trying to go out the house smelling good.
Because it makes me feel good.
Okay. Okay, so that's just like when you and I, at the last minute, make a decision to go somewhere. And I go over into my dressing room and I get dressed. And you peek your head in the door and you been already got dressed, but you peek your head in the door and be like, oh, well, I didn't know we was dressing like that. And I'm feeling like I just put on another shirt and a little makeup on and, you know, I just want to look good for you.
And I'll go change my clothes.
And then you'll go change your clothes. But is that because, I mean, it's not like I'm going out there trying to turn heads or anything, but is that I'm just going to look as good as we going to match and look as equally as good so that when we step out there, if heads turn, we don't know who's turning the heads?
No.
Or, I'm just saying, you get jealous of things.
Listen, if you looking all...
Do you get jealous though?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
So,
you know I do. You know I'm very jealous.
Are you?
Yeah. You know I'll flip out. What's up, Dave?
No, what you don't think that you do is when we go out somewhere together and if you see someone looking, I think we do that to each other though. If I see somebody looking at you, I kind of... Come here.
For real?
I'll be like, come on here, give me some kiss. I put my arm around you. Yeah, yeah. So, in this conversation, I have discovered that I might be just a little bit jealous.
I told you that you were jealous. So, here it is. Do you guys really, and I mean really...
I don't get angry though and stop you from doing it.
Do you stop your spouse or partner from leaving the house if they want to go somewhere and do something without you? Do you pitch a fit? Do you have it out? Do you create a fight? Do you say, cool, you going out the house? That means I have some me time to myself.
I do that sometimes.
No, what do you guys do? You know, because I mean we're different. We really are a different couple from most couples.
We're
because
strange.
We love spending time together. We love being together. So we it doesn't faze us, you know, that we spend a lot of time together.
When we make plans to do things, most of the time we plan to do things together. But if he do so happen to plan to do something on his own, I try not to get upset because sometimes he'll just be like, babe, so-and-so asked me if I want to go get a cup of coffee. Like, I think you got plans when we get back in town to go have coffee with somebody. I don't get jealous, and I wouldn't try to stop him from going and doing it. It's just, you know, sometimes,
what?
I don't know. The last minute things, that's the only thing that bothers me. If it just pops up at the last minute. Because it's like, but I've seen this happen several times where you might get a phone call or a text message or something and someone's asking you, can we go get a cup of coffee or can we go have lunch? And it don't bother me. Because I definitely don't be wanting to go with you because I don't be liking to go sit down in no restaurants or anything like that. But I sometimes be like, why they wait till the last minute? And I never think about doing the I'm sick thing, you can't go when it comes to something like that. But now if they were saying last minute, let's go to a football game, I'd be like, nope, you ain't going.
That has happened with a couple of sporting events.
It has, but it's
and you didn't pitch a fit when I went.
That's probably because I knew who you were going with and I trust that person. I'm okay with that. I don't know.
So you just made a good point.
I think
if your spouse is going somewhere and without you, and you know the people that they're going with, how comfortable are you with the people that they're hanging around? Because you just brought up a good point. Because you said you trust the people that I was going with.
For a last minute thing, I have to know the person and trust the person that you're going with. Or other than that, if just some strange name pop up on your phone, and they'd be like, no, I'm just saying, if some strange name pop up on your phone, some strange number pops up on your phone, they'd be like, hey, yo, can we go to the game together? And then you'd be like, babe, so-and-so wants to go to the game. I'm like, I don't know them. All of a sudden, it's like out of nowhere, I've never even met this person, and you want to just go hang out for 5 hours to a game. You're grown. You do what you want to do. Turn it off. You're grown. You do what you want to do. But I would probably have a little bit of an attitude, and I know I shouldn't. And I don't. It's hard because this is the first time I really even thought about whether I have jealous tendencies or not. And then when I sit and I just think about my actions, sometimes I'm realizing that I do have some jealous tendencies.
I told you did. But
that burns me though.
Why?
Because I just never, with everything that we have been through and where God has brought us from in our relationship, for me to still have those jealous tendencies is kind of
we all have jealous tendencies.
I know that, but I trust you. I trust you.
I believe you, and I'm saying, but we all still
so why
have
would those tendencies make me act a certain way to where I might not want you to go and hang out with certain people? And come and think of it, when I start thinking about that, I get that way about you going and hanging out and spending a lot of time with family members if I don't go.
But see,
and that was something else we was talking about, you know.
I always leave, but see, with me, I always leave that option to you to go.
I know
and
that,
if you say no, and here's the thing: if you say if your spouse asks you, "Hey, I'm going to hang out over here with so and so," you want to go, and
who's
you
a
say,
family member or
and
not,
you say no, then and they leave to go, you don't have a reason to be upset because you had the opportunity to say yes.
But if it be like a last minute thing and you ask me at the last minute and I just be like, well, why you wait till the last minute to ask me this? No, I don't want to go. And no, I don't want you to go either because we go spend time together. And then if you still get in the car and then you go and you leave me, then I'm going to be upset. And I'm going to have an attitude and you already know because it was the last minute.
You were already asked would you like to go.
Your spouse... If you plan, okay, so if it's like a week or two in advance and I know this is coming up and I have the opportunity to think about it, not like a day in advance. Mm-hmm. Because my body don't even work like that. And even if it's a week in advance, if we decided that we're going to go somewhere and then at the last minute, Rhonda's immune system say, no, you staying in the house, you staying in the bed, whatever, your legs don't want to work, whatever. And then in that case,
but that's different.
Yeah, you still go then. I wouldn't be upset. But if it's like, today is Tuesday, and they call at 8 o'clock and say, hey, you want to come over? We're going to get together tomorrow. Well, with COVID, not like that anyway. But just saying, if something was like that was to come up, we're going to get together tomorrow. We're going to be hanging out and doing something since we're not going to get together this weekend. So, yeah, you and Rhonda, y'all want to come over? And then you turn and you ask me, and I'm like, no, it's too last minute. And then you're like, well, we ain't going to get to see them, whatever. And then I'm just like, no, it's too last minute. Because you know I don't like doing nothing last minute.
But stuff happens. Stuff pop up.
No. Then when my answer is no, then no.
Situations come up.
No.
Yes.
No.
Situations come up.
But if they waited till the last minute to call you, they didn't just wait till the last minute to plan a gathering, but they waited till the last minute to call you and invite you. Did they really want you there?
Then why would they call you if they... Because they really didn't want you there.
I forgot, so I'm going to call you at the last minute and... Oh, I know how Rhonda is. She ain't gonna want to come no ways. Because that's how my mind will work sometimes. That's so bad. Oh.
Yeah, you rough around the edges, man.
I am rough around the edges. Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me. I don't like this discussion because I'm learning stuff about myself I ain't interested in.
Why?
Because, just because I'm not.
Well, listen.
I already know that I have a 2-hour limit when people come to our house. It's 2 hours and then you go. When I go to other people's house, it's a 2-hour limit. After 2 hours, I'm ready to go. Yeah, anywhere you go. But at the same, with everything, it has to be on a plan. It has to be on a schedule.
Okay.
And if things pop up and I say, no, you can't go, you just can't go.
What? Now, see, that's where a fight happens in a relationship. Because when one spouse tries to force their will on another.
I don't. If it's reasonable, then I'm okay with it. But if it's not reasonable, then
I'm talking even within reason. If one spouse says, you know, hey, I know this is last minute. You know, we really want to go in there.
Well, you know I'm playing. You can go and do whatever you want to do.
But you brought up a good point though, because you know a fight could happen that way.
It could. It could.
You know, because one spouse said, "Oh, you not going because I said you not going."
No, I think that if you feel like you have to say, I don't want you to go somewhere, you have to back it up with a good enough reason.
And a not made up reason.
And not faking sick.
Yeah, not faking sick.
I only did that a couple of 3-4 times.
So listen, guys. You know, don't. This is a topic that's.
A lot of couples go through these kind of things.
Really do. You go
and,
through one level or another.
Yeah, a lot of couples go through this where, you know, for one reason or the other, out of either anger or jealousy, you are always stepping in your spouse's way of, I don't know if I would say enjoying themselves, but limiting their movements. And you really have to, I feel like anything can be worked out if you have the ground rules set on this is how we work.
Yeah.
But like with me, I am a scheduler or planner. I don't like anything on the last minute. Within 48 hours, I need to know in a longer further ahead of time than 48 hours. It just throws me off.
But remember, but look, just to go back to even when I was in the military.
Everything happened at the last.
Yeah, we did stuff. We'll say we'll have a party. You know, we'll get off work. Hey, call so and so. Let's do this, and then so and so calls so and so. Then so and so calls so and so. And next thing you know, we got a party that started within an hour.
That's that military life thing that y'all do though.
But
those going on.
But you know that those things just popped off, and that's how some things just happen between people. They in a relationship, they just happen. Something comes up. Hey, you want to do this?
But it's easier to deal with things when it's on a planned schedule. If
you
can't
were going everything like that.
If you were going somewhere and you had to just up and go. If it's an emergency, yes. For a gathering, no.
Some things, spontaneity is good.
Yeah, you spontaneously plan it 2 days in advance and let me know about it.
Spontaneous.
We not fixing it.
Some things just happen, and they just happen like that. You know, like I said, it could be a gathering
and some people deal well with situations like that.
Just say if I want to go.
I understand, but some people deal well in situations like that. We've been married long enough for you to know that I don't deal well with a lot of pop-up spur of the moments. A couple of days in advance is always best for me to be able to plan on how I'm going to respond to things. Because we have that weird relationship where we like being together all the time, that's not my fault. It's not.
Do you see how she's trying to spin and play this?
No, it's not my fault that I enjoy being with you. And if you try to leave me on the weekends so you can go hang out with your friends or something at the last minute without me being able to prepare my mind to be without you, that's not funny. I might be laughing, but you know I'm serious.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, because I'm not the only person that's like that. I know I'm not.
No, you're not. There are other people out there like that.
Right.
A lot of people might be way worse than you.
I'm not. What you mean? It's not. It's not a bad thing to like stuff planned.
No, but like I said, some things just happen. It's just like one of you guys can say, "Hey, we want to have dinner with you guys, and I'm cooking. Can you guys be over here in a couple of hours?"
No.
Why not? that's why I have a problem, because if somebody says, "Hey, I'm cooking dinner, you want mine? I want to cook for you guys." You got 2 hours to get over. Your video just paused. It just started back.
Only reason I say no is because back in the day, earlier in life, I probably would have been like, "Oh yeah, cool, that's good, let's go." But now it's like, wait, what time is it? Did I take my meds? Am I gonna fall asleep? Or am I gonna be acting a little loopy from my meds? Or, so doing stuff. And see, that's where I am on the spur of the moment things. My medications have something to do with the way my arthritis acts has a lot to do with it. And that's with me. So that's why I'm always saying, if you're gonna do something at the last minute, especially like that, then I need to know in advance, so I know not to take medicine at 8 o'clock and be prepared to take it at bed right before I go to bed. Or if we're going to be hanging out, if we're going to do a lot of walking. Anything. I mean, it's just stuff like that. So, but no, I would not. I don't feel like, even in this day and age, I would stop you out of jealousy or anything. Would I have a lot of questions? Yes. But the final decision, as I always tell you, is your decision to make on whether you go somewhere and do something.
So, the question is, for our topic tonight, do you, out of jealousy or anger, try to keep your spouse in the house, so to speak?
Oh, that's good.
Out of jealousy or anger, do you try to keep your spouse in the house?
L-Dub, do you try to keep your spouse in the house?
But now we're talking about outside of the realms of, just say, your spouse has done something for you to lose trust in them. We're not talking about that, because that's a whole nother story right there. We're just talking about, just off the rip. Now, because if you have trust issues, then that can be an issue.
So with going back to what we did last week with absence make the heart grow fonder. When your spouse has the opportunity to go somewhere and do something that's fun for them, that takes them away from you, and you haven't seen them in a long time, how would that work?
Say it again.
If your spouse has been away from you, like with Elle, her husband works out of town. So when he comes back in town, is it like, do you do something to try to make them stay at home? Because not just because it don't have anything to do with jealousy. It's just that I miss you and I want you here with me.
Then, that's...
Absence make the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, it does. But, a spouse, they might say, well, hey, we've been, I've been working, and I'm back in town, we're together, and I want, see, my mindset is I want to spend as much time with you as I can, because I missed you. And if I go somewhere, personally, I'll just ask you, do you want to go?
Right. And on a serious note, with all this, I know that it's been a lot of me acting silly. I did discover, though, with all my silliness, that I do have jealous tendencies. I am not a jealous person, but I do have jealous tendencies because I want him all to myself all the time. When it comes to him spending time with his girls, I still want him to me. He's mine. I don't like sharing him with nobody. Grandkids or nothing.
So Elle says or anger, but he can't just up and leave without planning.
Exactly. And that's the only thing that I'm saying. If everything is planned, then it makes it easier for me to know you're going somewhere, so okay. But just to like get up and walk out the door.
I say you just get up and walk out.
No, I mean you say, babe, I'm finna go somewhere, but why, where are you going, and why are you going? And somebody just called you and you just up and going. That's the whole thing, see? It's a no-go. My time is right. It's the only time that matters.
No, see...
It's not...
That's one spouse manipulating the
this
other
right
one,
here, no, because her husband works out of town. So her time is her time with him. So if anybody's going to take any of that time away, I understand. You need to plan that, because absence does make the heart grow fonder. So when you come back into town and you want... we are supposed to be together, so we are supposed to be together. Unless we already pre-planned that this amount of time you got somewhere else that you're going to be going, and this is what you're going to be doing. And okay, then I see you, I'm being okay with that. Me personally, like I said, you work 15 hours a day. Whether you be going to hang out with anybody or not, or having anything planned. With you working 15 or going out of town or whatever, you working 15 hours a day, you are away from me so much till on the weekends. That's my time. The evenings, that's my time. So if I would feel like, and I do, if you feel like you have to go somewhere else and be around other people when this is the time that we have to spend together, then I'm gonna be hurt.
But it's not that I just want to go be with other
and
people.
And then the thing is that if something comes up where somebody's asking you, can we go hang out? I feel like at that point, you should feel the same way I do. This is our time together. Why do you, at the last minute, well, I could see if somebody called you up and they be like, dude, you want to go somewhere? And you be like, dude, I just got off work. I ain't seen my wife all day. We're going to have to get together some other time. And we're planning. We're planning some time for us to hang out. Then that right there would be more acceptable to me than for you to come in the house and be like, babe, so-and-so called me. They got tickets to the game. Can I go? Or I'm finna go to the game with so-and-so. Then I'm going to be like, but you just got off work. You've been working for 15 hours. What about, and then because then the next morning you going to get home. I'm going to be asleep. Then you got to get up and go back to work. And it'll be like 2 days and not seeing you. So that's the thing that I'm saying.
Literally, if you do that, prepare for 5 million questions.
Absolutely.
And then she says she coming.
And I'm coming. I ain't coming, though. Because I don't really care for going to these different things.
And then she says, yep, I feel like you don't like me. I'm supposed to be your best friend. And
a lot of people will feel like that,
spouses should have that feeling that your spouse is your best friend.
You're my best friend, so you should want to hang out with me. Absolutely.
But what about your other friends?
I don't have any.
You have friends.
No, I don't.
But see, what if
I have friends, but I don't have people that.
What if your friends want to spend time with you as well? You want to see your friends too, because you don't miss your friends like you miss your spouse. Number one,
if it still has to be planned properly.
You shouldn't miss your friends like you miss your spouse.
It will have to be planned properly. It will have to be planned. So with me, and this where you might get a little jealous, because the girls. My girls, they could call me at the last minute and say, Mama come, Mama do, Mama go. And Mama gonna come do or go. Just like that.
So why is it different just because it's your daughters?
Because they're my kids.
What difference does it make?
I birthed them.
Because kids come between husband and wives all the time when it comes to spending time
But you can't be jealous of them.
Now, why not? 'Cause I'm not jealous of my kids. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying. But I've seen couples.
I've seen
spouses get mad or jealous of their children and the spouse.
Okay, so when it comes to my kids, and she just said that she could just pop up like that. But when it comes to them, you already know. Whatever it is that I'm doing will be dropped for them.
But see, what if I have an issue with that?
Then we would have to we'll sit down and we'll talk about it, but you're not going to have an issue with that because those are your kids too.
I know those are my kids, but I'm just saying.
So you wouldn't have an issue with that.
But I'm like with other marriages, other couples, sometimes that is a very big issue. Because you just said it has to be planned.
Not when it comes to my kids.
But you can't have it both ways.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. You can't. You cannot play the fence on both sides. You can't say I'm not gonna plan. If it's my children, I'm not gonna plan. But if it's something else, it has to be planned.
Okay, so it's not a matter of jealousy. It's a matter of responsibility.
Okay.
So I gave birth to them, and if they need me.
But here's
or
another
even
one.
with you.
I told you that I wanted to start having dinner with my children at least once a month, just me and them.
No.
And you see, what was your answer?
No.
Why? Why? Tell me why I cannot have dinner with my 2 children.
Not without me.
Why?
Because
why?
I was a part of their creation, so I should be there.
I said I want to have that time with my children.
No.
And
I see her response, but the answer still no.
Why? I don't understand. Why does the answer have to be no?
Because they don't want to have dinner with you alone.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
My daughters love me. But what I'm saying is, if I plan once a month to have dinner with my children, my daughters, father and daughter time, without mommy there, why would that be an issue now? It's planned.
Okay.
It'll be
fine. It's not.
No.
Go ahead and plan it. Go ahead and plan to have dinner with you and your girls, and I'm okay with that. I said I'm okay with that.
So which side of the fence are you on now?
You planned it. It's your girls. Okay. I know them. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So as soon as you plan a dinner, you just let me know. And we'll approve it. And once I approve of a date that y'all can go.
Whoa. Why do you have to approve anything? That's where the issues come in relationships. Why do you have to approve of anything like that?
Because maybe I would have planned something with you or with them, and I don't want it to get in the way.
But just say it's the third Saturday of each month. Then you already know on the third Saturday of each month.
For me not to plan to do anything with you or them. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Third Saturday of each month. That's what you're going to do?
I don't know. I have to talk to them. But your initial response was the response that you've always stood on, was that not without me.
Okay, so
what did Elle say?
She said, Mama would need something to do that day, so she won't think about it. Yep. That's pretty much it. As long as I'm busy doing something, it won't bother me. Because then you'll be the one and spend time with the girls, and I won't have time to think about they out there having fun without me.
You know, when you spend time with them, I never think that.
All you be thinking is that, oh, look at my babies, they're all together.
My three ladies are together. I don't ever say they're having fun without me. Do I want to be with y'all? Yeah, because y'all my folks. But but you can see how it can go wrong in a relationship.
It could, because it could pose an issue on either side, and I just told you. I just discovered that I have jealous tendencies. And it might be some of you spending time with the girls too. It's not a good thing. And I wouldn't do anything to stop you from spending time with the girls. But remember
at the beginning of the show, I told we all have some parts. Some parts of us are jealous. We have some sort of jealousy in our marriage and in our relationships.
Yes, we do.
We do. I don't care what nobody ever says that if they don't, but you really do. From some level or another, you will. It may not be as big as others, but it may be something that could be a slow simmer over time. It just is.
Okay, Elle said that's exactly what it comes down to. I feel like that with Jay. He's not allowed to have fun without me. That's bad.
That's another topic for another day.
It's still the same thing. That's the whole jealousy issue. That level of jealousy that, you can have fun, but I would like to be there. And it's something that I have to work on. That's it. That's what it comes down to. I would hate to think, now thinking about it, I hate to think that I would stand in the way of you being able to go out and enjoying yourself out of my desire to want to be with you so much that I do something to...
And you brought up, is it that you really want to spend time with me, or you just want me there?
What's the difference?
No, it's a big difference. Because if you just want, and here it is for you guys, if you just want your spouse to be in the house, and because you're in the house, is that what you're saying?
No, it's just that having you there and us being able to be together
But what if you're really not? What if you're in the house and you're really not together?
When are we not?
Not just. And I'm not saying us.
But that's what I'm saying. Because most of the time we're in
because I know of a married couple right now. They got parts of the house that the other one ain't even allowed in. Number one. And when they go in these rooms, they like shut off from their spouse, and they'll sit in there. They'll go in there. They'll spend a weekend in there.
I know.
Look,
I'm not doing it.
They got hot plates, refrigerators, whole nine, and bathrooms, and they'll be like, I spend a whole weekend without seeing my spouse.
Jealousy moments is just, She said she's the best friend. Yep, you are.
Yep.
And that's it too. When you feel like you are a unit, you are as one.
Yep.
Then, okay. So at that point, if going out to a football game, if you get tickets, like if someone was to call you tomorrow, if the Falcons was playing, I know this is not even the season and they're not playing. If they was to call you and say, hey, yo, dude, I got tickets to this game. I know it's last minute, but my other friend canceled on me. Do you want this ticket? Can you think you can go? And then you be like,
but I would always ask you before.
I know you do. And then I was like, what? To the Hawks game? Yeah, bye, go. But it would still be like, oh, wait, who's he going with? And why they wait till the last minute? But, I mean, if you can answer those questions. Because I have to have some level of comfort of who it is that you're going with. Because everybody that call you and ask you, do you want to go somewhere and do something, don't always have your best interest. Don't always have your best interest at heart.
Anybody that knows me, they have
relationship interest at heart.
But anybody that I hang with, they're gonna respect that anyway. So
yeah,
they're gonna respect my marriage. They're just not gonna do anything dumb like
that. Absolutely,
because they already know my answer.
Most people, yeah.
Nah, anybody I can
that would even call and ask you if you want a ticket, they would know. Yeah. So
because my circle of people and they wouldn't disrespect our marriage like that.
Right.
But we've been on for almost an hour. We've gone almost 30 minutes over.
Okay, so with that being said, if you are in a relationship or a marriage, think about your actions behind everything that you do, making sure that you are not saying that you have a reason for asking your spouse, not telling them no, but asking your spouse, could you please not do something? Because you don't want them to feel like you're always bossing them around, or that you're jealous and you just don't want them to go do nothing, or that you're saying, I don't want you to do this because you're angry for whatever reason. Think about where it would be if the shoe was on the other foot. If you want to go do something, and how you would want your spouse to react to you asking them, hey babe, I want to go out and hang out with my friends. And the response that you give is sometimes the response that you're going to get back. And you might not always like the response that you're getting back.
Right.
So we just have to just take that and put the shoe on the other foot a lot of the times, and just think about things before we respond to it, and not always get that little jealous attitude or that angry attitude anytime our spouse wants to go and do something.
Right. Well, guys, we went way over this evening. It's been a great topic, though. I really enjoyed this discussion with you. But my name is Andrew.
And I am Rhonda, the jealous one.
And we're 32 man. We appreciate you guys for watching. Y'all be good. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. I can't stop it. Your fingers and your hands are.
Let's bring it a little closer.
Just pull it out.
Sorry, y'all.
Stuck.